Well, good morning, sports fans. All right, we are. Hello. Okay. Hello. Okay. And microphone. I need audience participation, which is usually like it's kind of coming in later, but today I need your help early. So hopefully people show up. Otherwise, I'll be left to my own devices to do whatever. And everybody knows how terrible that is. So we are live, and we are going to do an Azrael guide. And this is well, it was painted pink, which I have no problem with, except I don't want to paint more pink, guys. So we're gonna repaint it. And I did keep the base. I kind of like it. Like the we're gonna have to redo the rock, obviously, because I got damaged a little bit, but I do like the brown with the little tuft of grass there. It's one of my favorite like kind of colors. So I want to keep that part. But then for Buddy Boy, we have a plethora of options. Well, we have two options and one option that has like subsequent choices. So the first option is we do a Dark Angel because he is the Dark Angel guy, and we paint him as a Dark Angel. And we've done one of these already, kind of in the, not live, but in the showcase videos. There's one I painted for Francois last year. Actually, almost a year ago, I guess, today. But, you know, we'll put him up for sale or whatever, and that's fun. So that's just a classic paint job, classic YouTube. Or we do a custom scheme. Now, truthfully, the custom scheme, the idea behind it is really. So I was looking for something. The idea behind the custom scheme for this guy is really so that I can build in my quest of like building armies for my friends, I can build like a catch-all Space Marine force. My buddy Francois, he has another buddy friend, different Francois. He has that, like all of his Space Marines are painted the same exact scheme, and he plays a bunch of different armies with that scheme. I think that's a brilliant idea. I like this, and so I think maybe Azrael is the first of our studio, collection of Space Marines in an undescript chapter. And the reason I say like not it doesn't matter, but that I don't really care which one we do is because I do have a second Azrael that we can do sometime in the future. So if we pick the custom chapter for this guy's gonna be a Dark Angel and vice versa. So hopefully somebody is here in the chat and tells me which version you would like to see today. Is it a real Dark Angel or is it a custom scheme? And then if we do custom, well, we'll have a bunch of choices because there's a lot of like cool, lots of like cool options for what to do with this. So while we wait for this, I think we're just gonna get started with this Buddy Boy here. And so, but the thing is, we can do this guy and then we do the little smoky situation. Okay, custom. It has been decided. Okay, perfect. So that's what we're doing. And now I have two more options, more choices for you guys, which I know a lot of people hate decision making. That's why I'm offloading it up to you. Yeah. So really, we can do this guy and then do the little staff, and then when we get to the smoky part, glowy situation, then we flip to this guy, and then we do both of these at the same time. And this is orange and black or charcoal. Well, see, no. But it's not, you're not like too far. I don't want to do those colors specific. So I think it's going to be either super bright green, which is not too, like too offhand for this guy, but I like, I like fluo green. Kind of like the wall here, like that, like super bright as green. That's one of the options I think. Because super bright green, and then we can do a bunch of like guys in black for like Black Legion or stuff. Like if we, oh excuse me, oh sheep, yeah, if we do like not black Dead Company, like we can have the black guys, and then we can also do like Sanguinary Guards and with gold and stuff. So this guy could be like gold. That would be kind of like very interesting, and that kind of ties in with this chapter, this idea. The next idea I have is doing it in this scheme, which is one of my favorites. And I think this is red, white, black, and yellow. And I think this is like a very like kind of easy, very easy like color to match everything with. It's like this is a pretty like easy scheme. Like every detail is like black except the pouches, and then we have a red and a white split, and then a yellow. So I like this. This is one of my like favorites. In terms of like generics, because this is like I think this is called like a Storm Lords or something, Lords of so this would be kind of an interesting one, but having a bright green army for, you know, the Hellfire kind of Hellfire hobbies, like kind of colors, I'm not against that. So I think those are like the two front runners. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking of, and yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. So you guys tell me. I think it's gonna be either orange and black is interesting, but I think I would maybe do that for chaos. I don't know why it feels more like, cause I guess because it's Halloween colors, maybe. Why I'm thinking of chaos. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know which one. It's I think they both have like qualities to them. You know, and they're also both very vibrant, which is something I don't do a lot of. Like my armies are usually more down to earth. So I think those are two. Those are two options that we have. And then we'll start with the little perv guy in his little bat robe here. I think that's a fun start. I also need to test the airbrush before we go too deep into this, because I deep cleaned it yesterday, and usually after you deep clean these things, they usually need a little bit of a like fine tuning, I guess we can say. Just to get it, because like especially when you deep clean this with like alcohol, and then it gets all not sticky per se, but I guess kind of sticky, yeah. Okay, so I think, yeah, we'll start with this little fella right here. How did we do this? That's just like plain old contrast. I'm 99% sure this is just plain old black contrast paint on top of all characters in gold for your custom chapter. Can be pretty cool. Okay, well, okay, I'm on board with it. I think I like that idea. Because I'm still keeping the Ultramarines. The Ultramarines are going to be Ultramarine colored. I don't want to change that. I like my Ultramarines, and just yesterday I was talking about them. Somebody said, "Oh, that's one of my favorite armies that I've seen you do." I'm like, can't abandon. So if we're doing gold, that means we're going for the, for the custom grain chapter, which definitely I am definitely not against that idea. I like bright green. So what I think we do is we do this guy in gold. We do this inside robe here in green, and this outside robe in black. And we have a black and green and gold guy going on. Maybe the banner gets a lot of the green as well in it. And then we're off to the races. That's an idea. And then maybe we do Buddy Boy here in green as well. So that's also interesting. And then all the power weapons are going to be pink, because that's like bright green and bright pink, insane colors to look at. Interesting choices. Interesting choices. Let's do that. That's pretty catch all, I guess. So these are going to be our colors. And then, so I guess we do the pink with like a glowy effect, so we will have like some extra glow. So we don't need to do the power weapons first. We can do them at the end to get like all that sexy color. We'll start with black primer, actually. So if you paint a Vulcan or a Shrike, you can, yeah, exactly. So all the special characters or whatever we we desire in terms of special character. They can all be gold. That's... I don't hate this. I don't hate this at all. Gold is a fun color to paint, so that, you know. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll do a little bit different. So, and then again, we have another Azrael, so we'll do like a more traditional. If you're here for a more traditional Azrael, we'll do that some later time, not today. But I do have a second guy here. All right. This helmet is wacky, like it's kind of weird. The angle of it, is it? I like the way, like the way it's looking. It just feels like he's got like a very long neck. Wait, are we doing all gold or all silver? I think I like silver, maybe the best in this. We have to think about this. Hold on. Now we have to think about this. Let's do this guy as well. Who cares? Huh. Oh, I'm having trouble with the gold. I like, as much as I like the gold idea, because like all the bling stuff, it really fits my lifestyle. Huh. I'm having second thoughts about this. I'm also having second thoughts about the base now that we're changing it up drastically. Well, no, this is a pretty catch-all color. Huh. Oh, we are spiraling. Oh no. I opened ourselves into... Oh, okay, let's not get together, Dubois. Okay, hold on. Now, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna tackle this one color at a... We are not gonna be crazy. It's not... Or shit. It's just because in my mind the gold and the bright green don't work together. Legitimately almost brought a mini palette and a model to work. Ooh, god, that's a productive lunch hour, man. Yeah, do that. Best way to do it. All right, I have no fucking clue what I want to do about this. This is a very... I don't know what to do, guys. I think... Okay, well, let's do... I have no... Man, I have no fucking clue right now. I am so confused. The problem is that there's so many ways that we can go about this. Well, let's... I'll paint this little fucker. We'll paint this little fucker. Okay, this will get me in the groove. Okay, this guy is pretty, like, unfuckwithable, okay? It's just a little perv in a black robe. We're gonna paint this guy. Dark Reaper. Little highlight with the airbrush. Let's... 3 drops should be plenty because he's a small little fella. Yeah, that's definitely what we're doing. So what we'll do is we'll do this little fucker. we'll paint the little thingy on him, you know, around the bathrobe situation. Then we'll leave the flame thing off. Like, we'll do that at the very end there. Just because I'm still debating on the rest of this affair, right? So we're gonna go like a little bit too heavy on the gray, okay, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do like a shade. That's like very easy, but it gets, you know, it gets the job done, I think. By I think, I mean I know because I've done this multiple times. Uh, right. Okay, so you know, like okay, and then I feel like we're gonna do it on this guy as well, just because I have no fucking clue where I'm heading with this fella. And whether we start on like straight black or this black and gray situation, I don't think makes a huge deal. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I like. Okay. 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 So the more I'm leaning into this fucking dumb scheme instead of the I cannot I can't figure out the green one. Maybe if we started with like random troopers and the problem is that this guy has so much detail that I have like I think I'm completely lost. At this uh because then I feel like well otherwise our bright green scheme would be just a dark angel with like a thing that's too bright, which well when I say it like that sounds stupid. Oh. I've not given up by the way. I'm still pondering the thing. We doing gold. Okay, we do the guy in gold. What's the point of having, you know, a community army if we don't listen to the community while we paint said army, right? Like that's, you know, it feels like a dumb thing to. That being said, I'm building the fucking thing, so I'm entitled to decide how we paint them. Now, you know, it's an interesting one. Okay, this guy. Okay, now let's stick with the bright green, right? We've settled on the bright. Well, I like the fucking red one. I'll have some coffee. You know what? I'll have some coffee. No, okay, we'll do gold. That's fine. We'll do green and gold. This is a fan like Juan. So then what do we do bright green in this situation? We want to do the armor for no, no, because we want to do this guy in gold is what we agreed upon. Does this make sense to do the guy in gold? He would be a regular colored marine. Because Azrael is the same color as his boys. Okay, so I guess we do him green. Can't, guys, I can't figure this one out. I think we're gonna do the. We're gonna do the split scheme because I can't figure out the green thing. I don't know how to do. I can't. I don't know. This is the worst stream that we've done so far on YouTube, guys. So far, worst stream. Yeah, the split scheme is the way to go. Give me a second. I need a color. There's a color I can't find. That's brown. That's Rhinox into reds, and then this is pretty sure Skaven Blight Din. I am deeply puzzled. This is so off. But me not doing bright green is so off brand. We're not. Fuck it. Fuck it. Hey, look. If it fails, it fails. Okay. It's not. You know, don't get too attached to the outcome of this stuff. If it fucks up, it fucks up. It's okay. Happens to the best of us. Also happens to us. Okay. This is fine. Let's fuck it. Let's go. Fuck it. We ball, as they say. Alright, so this is our bright green here, and this is going to be the start of it. And then I guess the band. There's just going to be like a Dark Angel that's too bright. That's going to be our thing. For this one at least. And then the other ones, they can be whatever they desire. This is like this is for sure upside down. There's no way that this is the real piece in the real direction. I don't believe this. That cannot be the real piece in the right. It is for sure upside down. Okay. So we got our green, and then maybe if this guy's robes are black, maybe this guy's robe should not be black, and we should do. Well, no, we'll do the staff in green. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay, that is okay. Okay, I've got my shit together. This is great. Okay, we are so back. It took us, it took us 27 minutes to get our shit together, but we are here. Feeling good about this, guys. Okay. Yes. Okay. I mean, like, painting bright green does make me, giddy. I like this bright green color. So now we're gonna do. So this is mood green. There's way too much in there. That's fine. We'll use it for. We'll thin down our our yellow with this a little bit, so it's not like straight up yellow that we highlight with this. Okay. I didn't do this. It was like that when I found it. Okay, so Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Like this. Okay, this like an army that this color is just it's just gonna fucking rock just because the same as this color, right? And then we're gonna add some yellow. So we'll just basically our yellow strategy is whatever's left in the airbrush plus like a couple of drops of yellow is good enough, right? So we dump all of this back into the pot. We get some sort of like leftover. And we just add a little bit of yellow. Little flash gets. And then that's gonna be perf. Oats perf. And then we'll use this for highlights as well, so because this is gonna give us like a fun little color. Now we can do some sort of shading afterwards if we're not happy with this, which we're pretty happy with. I'll be honest, guys. Oh yeah. Okay now. Right. So now we got this. Okay. So sadly, the whatever we did on the cloak, we will have to redo. But that does not matter because I mean, look at us now, right? Sheesh. That color is bowling. Cool. So now we could do we'll say we save this, and then we can do a shade if we desire. I don't know if we desire. I think maybe we do. And also the good thing is if we save this color and we decide that we want to reshade after, like we shade and then we want to re-highlight, we can, because we still have this bright ass green to work with. Okay, we are in business, folks. Oh, also we have to set like a date for the 1,000 subscriber special thing. I bought a Magnus only for this. So we're gonna paint Magnus for the 1,000 subscriber special, and then maybe raffle it. I don't know. Maybe raffle. Like, I don't think raffling it off is like a very expensive, stupid thing to do. Because I already bought the fucking thing. So I don't know. But we do have that to think about. There's a Magnus waited to be painted. For our 1,000 subscriber special. So that's that's sometime soon. So we'll put the airbrush on a little break, and then you know what? Let's finish the little perv in his robes here. Little perv in the robes. I need a brush. That one. Oh, this is one of the short bristle. Well, whatever. Well, we'll use that one until I rage quit on it. And so we'll start with Warpstone Glow. And so what we'll do, we have two things to do here. Basically, is maybe three. A little like the shaft. Then one little armored foot. Up, and then probably the book, because he's carrying a book. Freaking nerd. Boop boop. Right, so now we got our green kind of base coat going. And I want to make sure I have a good base coat because since we're doing like super bright green, I don't need any of that black showing through here. Because otherwise it's going to be way too steep between the black and then the bright, like almost yellow color that we use for our, like a final highlight. So we want to get like a very opaque base coat. We don't need to leave anything behind. And then we'll use our straight up like green. Okay. Now this is going to be very tedious. We'll do essentially every little like fold. We'll paint like paint each and every single fold. So it's going to be a little bit tedious. So try to bring you closer to the action, right? Right. Okay, I like this. Okay, okay. Yeah, well, like we're getting somewhere with this. This is all okay. We're in business. We are in business. And then, so we'll add just like a very quick, just on the armor part, we'll add like our super bright like highlight color. Beyond like this. We don't need to highlight a whole, maybe just a quick edge highlight on the book. I don't know if our friend Green Wombat's here, but good for him. Okay. Well. And then we're gonna add some sort of like white color to all of this mess. We could also add like some sort of purple, because the like I want the fumes is gonna be pink. That I know, like for sure. I want the fumes to be pink, 100%. There's no, because bright green and pink is like an insane color choice, which makes me kind of happy. Um, but then we have like ropes and other little thingies. So I think we'll do burgundy. I like the burgundy color. I don't know when we did the burgundy thing, but I really liked it. I think it works well so we'll do that for our additional color. So we'll do burgundy, but we'll shade our burgundy with black, so that way it stays like super dark. I mean, not like super dark, but it stays darker and not because I want this to stay in the same like contrasting tones, but I don't want it to take over from the pink weaponry. And it's a color I really like to paint, so that helps, because we have to think that this is like, if we go through with this stupid plan of building like an insanely large army, this will be of making this like an all chapter type of army, then we have like a whole lot of these guys to paint. We might as well find stuff that we like painting and I'm sorry, I'm trying to find Screamer Pink in my. I think Screamer Pink is like not too pink that it's gonna turn our burgundy into like this bright pink, but also it's a good highlighting color, I think. Then we can shade the robes as well when we get to that part. We'll shade like the robes and the pages of the book and this burgundy with we'll shade the robes and the burgundy with black. Oh yeah, so it's a parabellum. So we're doing a Dark Angel, but we're not doing like a classic Dark Angel color. This is the start of like the Hellfire Custom. Basic. Oh, I like that name. That's like what was the show with Exhibit with the cars, like the West Coast Customs cars. But this is the Hellfire Custom. So we're gonna make our Dark Angel. Well, we're gonna paint a Space Marine army that's gonna be like a catch-all color, and it's gonna be this bright ass green color with black. So you know, like this is a fun little contra. You have to imagine the things are, but this gives us like a really nice bold army. I like the where this is going. So yeah, so pending name pending, but it's the the Hellfire Custom chapter, which we'll name the. Because Hellfire is kind of a silly name when you think about it. Have like a like a custom chapter. It was like, oh, you let your you let your 8-year-old name your chapter. That's cool. Oh, I picked that name myself. Hmm. At this point in time, we are Hellfire. Correct. That is very correct. My back is like fucking up today. I don't know what's up. Sorry about that. So I'm not doing any of the shading just yet because a lot of the shading is going to be the same for like a lot of these like surfaces. So I'll do because realistically we're just going to use null oil on like everything but the grain. So this is like a substitution kind of exercise where like everything that is normally metallic becomes silver kind of by default, or silver or black, and then everything that's like armored color becomes bright green. And it's because we want to keep this kind of a simple scheme overall, right? We want to have like bold colors. But we don't want to, because that's how you get this unity between like having Dark Angels and Blood Angels and maybe like your Black Templar all kind of in the same. That will essentially all be in the same army at some point. And you know, like some of this stuff is gonna look like this guy is gonna look weird to some extent because it's not like the standard like you don't expect to see like a bright green Azrael. It's just not how it's supposed to be. Or you know, if we paint like a Mephiston, it's you know a bright green Mephiston is kind of an odd choice when you think about it. But in the grand scheme of things, when we have like our whole like army, it makes more sense. And then some of the other stuff like for example, like the Deathwing, where in the you know in the traditional like Dark Angel army, they're bone color. Ours are just going to be bright green. We're not going to differentiate all of this. I don't think, at least, that we're going to differentiate all of these like little subtle choice. And then, but maybe, you know, or if we think it's cool, we might like that company. We can paint them black. So instead of being mostly bright green with black details, if we get to do that company, we're going to paint them black with bright green details and then the pink, you know, power weapons and whatnot. But definitely one of our like objectives should be to get a couple of like basic troops just to get like kind of a baseline of like this is what our troops looks like, you know, like the general like what are the good guys like intercessors, infiltrators. I think are in every list or almost. So we could get those going and then kind of go for more. Of course, now we're starting on a hard mode with Azrael just because it's fun, but we don't have to be. We could have been smart about this. Instead, we chose not to. That's okay. A reasonable thing. Right. So one thing that I think we'll do now is we'll pick my water ball and my coffee are in the way of the brushes, which leads to disaster. Um, one thing I'm gonna take. So this guy is like awaiting shades, which I guess we could do now. There's no reason not to. Okay, hold on. Water ball. Okay, so now disaster sort of averted. We'll use this big. Oh no. So we have our Null Oil right here. And so we'll give the entire thing a good old coat of Null Oil. Except, again, the entire thing except the bright green. Okay? The bright green stays bright green. But everything else gets the Null Oil lovin'. So that's gonna tone down our like the bluish tone that we gave our black. Hey, Parabellum, are you still in Montreal? Or are you back in Saguenay? Because there's an event on the 8th in I guess I think it's Chicoutimi? Question mark. I'm terrible with like geography. I was like, maybe I'm going, maybe I'm not going. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go. Well, I kind of want to go, but I don't know the thing. But if I can see a bunch of people while going there. Okay. Oh, we might change our lunchtime streams day soon-ish. But the main reason I did this is so stupid. I don't know if I ever told this. The main reason I started doing the lunchtime stream on like Thursdays is because one of my favorite channels to watch is GlassHammer Gaming. And they restarted their live streams, and because they're in the UK and stuff, their like night games are at 2 p.m. here. And so they stream on Thursdays, and I was like, oh well, you know, I'll just stream, and then when around 2, when I'm done streaming, then I can tune into this channel that does live stream. And they did like a 4 or 5, and then they kind of stopped because I think there was like an issue with their computer or whatnot. So so now I don't really have like the good like my reason to do these streams at this day is like kind of gone a little bit. So okay, so I like this. Okay, this like this little pervert in a bathrobe is kind of a great start for our whole affair. But we'll actually watch the. Okay. So this I like this. I like where this is going because we got like the even the silvers gets like a lot darker, and then we have the bright green. Perfect. Perfect execution. So next up we'll take a big brush. I guess this guy is sort of fun. And it will take Black Legion. And so the first thing I want to do with Black Legion is actually redo the rocks on the base of the guy here, Buddy Boy's base. Because they were painted brown, and I think we're gonna paint them rock colors like gray. And also because when I removed the model from the base, there was a whole lot of like damage because cork is. If you look at cork too hard, it's gonna break. We're gonna be careful around this little like bright green tuft of grass over there. We don't want to fuck it up. Or maybe a little. Just I'm messing around. We're not. But we could maybe like, cause it doesn't look glued like too hard. We could almost remove it. Go from there. Right. And then we're gonna switch. This brush is like very terrible, so switch it up for a not so terrible brush. This one maybe. Yeah, it looks sort of. And then we'll do all of our robes for our main man here. Main man back in action. And we probably will need to switch brush for like some finer detailing, but for the main robe, I don't want to waste like. Especially because like this is gonna be like second time we paint those robes when you think about it. And we'll do all of them. I don't really. Maybe we do the inside one in like burgundy with the burgundy color, but maybe also we don't. Who's to say? And now we're gonna get the well. That happened. It's not. It was like glued on like one. We could airbrush it. Although the banner did break earlier, like a banner was broken when I got it, so you do have to be careful with. And then We could build this like the smart way, whereas now we kind of like focus on like Dark Angel units for our like Hellfire chapter. Um, or we could do this the completely we could do this the completely unhinged way, and the unhinged way would be we do Mephiston next with this chapter. Dark Angels are loyal but treacherous, and the Alpha Aegis is treacherous but loyal. Yeah, I think that sums it up. Yeah, it's like Gork and Mork basically, right? Like one is cunning but brutal, and the other one is brutal but cunning. But you don't really know which one is which. The Alpha Legion and the Dark Angel is a little bit the same. It's like they're loyal, but they're also treacherous. But these ones are treacherous, but also loyal. So interesting. Dark Angels and the Alpha Legion are Gork and Mork, confirmed. Okay, well that takes care of like the bigger details. I guess we'll switch to like a non like unhinged brush size. You know what? Let's reglue Buddy Boy on the placeholder base. I don't want to put him on the real base just yet. This when I'm like this stream, because I wasn't sure which like color we wanted to do. I'm like not really like I don't have the right colors like set up and everything. It's my workspace is like the space I have to like stream is like is very small, and so when I'm not like really like ready for it, it is like very chaotic. Like it probably doesn't help to make me look like I have my shit together. I swear I have my shit together sometime, but like right now, not so much. Not so much. It's like 6 models are laying around here. It adds to the fun, you know. Let's keep using this liner, but the more I use it, the more I kind of like it, you know. It's like I'm not. It's just a weird brush to use, but I'll keep dabbling with it. It's the long lines are kind of like the long like bristles are really. Maybe the little angel in the middle gets painted in silver. Maybe we keep it black. I'm not too sure yet. So right now it's gonna be black. Cells. Maybe there's silver at the end. Okay, but this is a good start because it's starting to kind of like starting to connect, if you will, like all the with the black cloaks and everything around it. It's starting to look a little bit less stupid. Not entirely not stupid, but definitely. So, and then the gun is gonna be all silver. The sword is gonna be all silver. This'll, well, filigree. Filigree only on clothing, or is this considered like filigree because it's like a detail on, or is that like a cloak thing? Ornaments? Is that an ornament? Okay. We're heading in the right direction here, folks. I like this. I like where this is going. And like this is kind of a cool mall though to start our like collection because this is it's very motivating to have like the cool characters already. It's kind of my like the rhythm that I used to do armies is usually I try to do one of the coolest characters first, and then I do the most boring part. Like for example, I'm painting the Cathay Grand Cathay army. So I did the little dragon guy first, and then we're doing like the block of infantry and then the block of cavalry. The first mini, you're kind of like trying things out, and then you end up putting more effort into it, kind of accidentally almost, if you will. But then once that's done, then you want to get through the hard part. And like not really like a breeze, but and then I guess we have to figure out the banner situation. We'll do this little. And then the banner. I would like the banner to stay mostly green. I think it's baller. I'll but definitely we'll do again the what I think is called filigree. We'll do that. So we'll do all the little details on the banner. Just strap in, okay? Strap in, boys. This is the real one. We might break the banner actually. Like I see it moving, we'll probably break it at some point. It's gonna break. We have to. Brace for impact. This is gonna be very chaotic. I'm not. Well, this liner brush is nope, is not gonna do it. We'll use. Let's come back to this little small. That's gonna take like a lot of time to do, but it's one of the big chunk of the mini where once that is done, really. Like nothing else really takes time. We might have like a long like silver step because there's a lot of like silver details on the model, but besides that, like we're surprisingly close to the finish line. And we'll just do this entire fucker. Like the we could put some more like colors and different colors in the like the angel, like the I don't know what to call like the character I guess on the banner. Okay. And sorry, very. There ain't much to say besides we're painting black, and it's very long, so there's only so many ways I can say we're painting black. uh, okay. But like we're getting there. Again, this is the longer one because it's like it's a big surface, but it's also small details. So this is a no-win situation, right? All right, we're almost done. Right. Looks clean. And then the backpack, we'll do this piece in silver just because if we think about like the future of these, the standard guy number 2027, we want this piece to be silver on his backpack. I'm gonna do this little angel face on the gun in black because I want the whole gun to be silver, and we want to add like one extra detail. Let's do that one. So I think we're good for now with this. At least we'll do. So we'll let let that one marinate a little bit, and then we'll focus on some different color. Oh no, there was one more poo. One more black thing. I forgot the little laurels. The crown of laurels. So what you'll notice is like right now, probably there's probably too much black right now. So a lot of the things that we did paint in black, we are going to end up repainting. However, what I don't want to do is leave a piece that maybe would be black, and then we end up deciding, oh no, that should be black, and we didn't do it for whatever reason. So at this point in time, everything that we're not too sure about, black. No dillying or dallying. Figure it out later. There we go. I'll move the little next to the water. There we go. Okay, so the black is done. Let's reward ourselves with some coffee. There we go. And then let's do some silver. Silver is going to be another long one, okay? So but it's mandatory, right? We have to do. There's no way around it. I talked about this in the last like metallic video, where like metallics is like a big part of Warhammer models altogether. So you have to brace the suck a little. It's a long step, and every miniature you paint is gonna have this long step. 99%. So again, this is our like substitution color substitution theory, where everything that is like metallic on these minis is going to be silver, unless we decide to paint it black. Since we're like kind of committed to the black, we'll do First, we'll do the pieces that we know are going to be silver, and then we'll ponder upon the stuff that's black that maybe could be silver. Start with this and the gun, because those are like obvious. You know, like what color is going to be the gun? You know, like we're not going to paint it red. This is not 1998. It's obviously going to be silver. This little eagle that I just painted in black, fucked up. Well, can be touch up. That's okay. I went on autopilot right there, not paying any attention to what I was doing. Head in the game, you know. Okay, okay. Man, this okay. I like this. The bright green thing is working. Working for me. It's like a it's like a not so bright angel, a not so dark angel. That okay. So now I think we'll do the little skull in the middle of the face. I like that detail. This piece. Okay. So again, this is another long step. I have to do it. Gots to do. Okay. Damn, that's pretty eye catching. Thank you, the Amber King. Yeah, that's kind of the goal. Is that we're gonna go for like a super bright green color for our dudes, and then when we get like all this stuff together, we get something like this where like the bright green and the black details, and then once we add this in like pink, I think that's gonna be, you know, I think we're gonna be on to something. Okay, let's keep doing our little silver. We're almost like done. We're almost out of the woods with the silver situation. So perfect. Oh, there's like a big. Oh, this is like poorly. Like whoever painted this clearly forgot parts. So it's a bummer. Lucky for us, we have to do touch-ups anyway. So it was me, chat. I painted that. Or in this case, I did not paint actually. um. Here, this gun as well. Wing detail. And then because we're gonna repaint the holster thing, I don't really. This here we will try to be as clean as possible. The actor thing, I don't know what to call this. Right. I think this takes care of the silver for the. Well, let's try to do the. We might need to touch them up, but do the little buttons on the thing. And now, so now we get into this step of like, do we want to change anything that's painted black right now for a metallic color? And I think the answer, because we can also use burgundy to change. So I think the inside robe will do burgundy just to like change it up a little bit. Because then the eagle is really the only, like, well, it's not really an eagle, it's an angel actually, but that part, I think that part on this specific mini, I think for the army in general we'll do black, but for this guy I think it needs not black because of the robes. Right. And then let's do the black touch-ups now, just because we kind of like know where they are, because we painted over and around it. Let's do that right now. So we had our, well, this eagle that I fucked up. There was a like paint. There was a too much water on my brush or something. I'll leave this for. That part's interesting because it's the part that I'm repainting now. We see it really well on camera, but in real life, it was really hard to see. Whereas if I didn't have a camera, I would not have noticed at all that that piece was missing, missing some color. Okay, okay now. And mind you, this guy, when if you were there at the beginning of the stream, or if you like watch this in replay and you wanna like if you scroll back, the guy was painted in pink, and I know for a fact that that was what the guy was doing. And what we're doing with this bright green of like doing a catch-all chapter that's gonna be everything is exactly what he was doing. It's just it was pink. Ours is green. And it's like it's not a link to the Dark Angel, because I fully intend to do a Mephiston in the same colors, you know, soon enough, because I have a Mephiston lying around. So now we're gonna add our burgundy, and basically I want to do all the purity seals first because this guy has like a few. And then we'll decide if we want to add some more burgundy details. None on the gun. Sometimes there's some on the gun. This time, no. Oh, poo! I forgot to do the. Damn it! We were doing the touch ups, and I kind of gave up. Damn it! Damn it, Dubois, get it together. This is bad. Man. 1 hour and 20 minutes stream, and there's been 40 minutes of fixing mistakes. This is terrible. Man. Don't worry, we'll get it. We'll get it. Like honestly, this is going really well because we're keeping this scheme like very tight, right? Like not a whole lot of colors. Like all the colors are gonna have like different colors on them, so to speak. Like like we're gonna highlight the black and we're gonna shade it, and then we're gonna shade the silver as well. But for the most part, like we're missing like essentially two colors, which is brown and white, because we want to add white details to like the purity seals, and we want to add brown to the belt and the tactical pouches over there. The last kind of color that we want to fix is the burgundy, so we'll do the inside row burgundy, because otherwise I think it's too much black. This brush is not good. This brush is not good. Oh, like every time I use it is like I want to use it and I want to like give it love and everything. It does not work. And just for the sake of being thorough, we'll do this. It's like impossible to see. If I don't paint it, I'll know, and you guys will know, and we are the people that matter here. So, okay, so that takes care of that. Okay, okay, we are moving. So now let's do let's do purity seals. I've kind of moved on into color blocking just because I want to get all the things together just to see if we need to add more black or add more silver or anything. So I just want to get all the colors kind of on there. It's like this little like shield thingy. I don't know what that is called. The little like thing, the shoulder shield or whatever. This can be like this could be multiple things. We can do a lot with it, but we can also not fuck with it again. Adding all the extra colors around it will probably tell us like, oh, this should be darker, lighter. We could make a pattern on it. There are no rules. Right. And then more purity seals. Sheesh. Oh, and there's one on the banner as well. Let's not forget that one. Right. So now that we, and then the only color that we're kind of missing is the brown here for the belts. And will be kind of all like all color blocks, which should give us like a kind of a glimpse into the final result. Like obviously nothing is really finished except the green. I think the green is we're pretty okay with the green, but all the other colors need some sort of loving, you know, some sort of loving. So let's do the brown. I think we'll do Rhinox and then Doombull, and then we'll shade this black like a lot of other. That'll give us like a very dark brown that does not really, like, it doesn't look like much. Kind of what we want. Like, we need to, like, we want to paint it, but we also don't want this to be like a main color or anything. Like, you don't want people to notice the brown. Somebody picks up this Azrael and goes, "This is a freaking nice holster." What a shame. Fucked up. Keep this brown and like very dark so that it kind of goes a little bit unnoticed. Like if we don't do it, it looks like it's not done, right? Leave it black, it looks like, oh, well, you didn't bother to paint primer or whatever. And then we also don't want it to stand out. Like if everything stands out on your mini, nothing really stands out because it's just like all over the place. It's also why I keep the burgundy very dark. I don't want to do the burgundy like into like a pink or like give it like a lot of brightness. Is because I want it to be in the mini to give like an interesting little like change of color, but not change the entire like, vibe of the mini. Okay, so we can highlight the brown now. There's no now there's no real reason to change whatever it is that we're doing. I like everything that's going on. I don't think I need to change any of the colors. The only like weak point is probably this shield. And I think once we're like done with the mini, we can see if we want to change it. Um, I'm not saying this mini is perfect by any stretch. I'm saying I like where this is going, and I don't think we need to change too much to it. Like I think every change that we make now would maybe be slightly better, but nothing would make like a big impact. That's really what we're after. Are we gonna like waste time, or are we gonna make like a meaningful, like a meaningful change to this miniature? Right now I think we're done with the meaningful change part. I think we did a good job picking our colors and putting them where they look good. I'm gonna spend a little bit more time on the robe part. Pretty cool feature, and it's also easy to do well. Okay. See, because already with the, even though the bird, we didn't do like a whole lot, but already this robe is like the main focus of this mini. That's why we bank on the sword a whole lot. And that's also why I want to reshade the cloak, is because I don't want that to be the main thing. I want it to be interesting, but also I want that sword to be the cool thing. Sweet. So now that's done as well. So we're moving in a good direction. We're gonna take Ultron Gray. I'm kind of keeping the black for last. There's no rhyme or reason for this. We probably should have done it first, to be honest, just because it's so, there's so much of it. And these seals, I'm highlighting them with like, it's off white. It's not like straight up white. Which right now does make a big difference, but since we're gonna shade these seals, and then I'm also gonna use like actual white for the power weapon and the glowy stuff, then that's where that's gonna make a difference, where the seals are not gonna be the exact same color as something that should be like fucking glowing, right? Bright source of light. But I also don't want the seals to have the yellow in them, because the yellow is going to overtake a lot of it, because there's nothing in this as like yellow besides the bright green, if you think about it in like a color wheel sense. We're keeping the yellow kind of out of this miniature. Okay. That's that. And then the black. So now we need our, where the fuck did I put this? We need our dark Reaper color. That's the color that we're gonna use for our black highlights. That's what we did on the little fucker in the bathrobe. Here, if we go too light, like too heavy on the highlights, so like if everything turns too much into gray, it's okay, because we can add a shade of black. Still, that's why we do this kind of not necessarily early in the process, but that's why we do it before adding any shading to the mini. Correct it. Like a cat hair or something. Like a fucking. Okay, we are rid of the cat hair. Here, I'm gonna cheat, because for some reason I did not notice at all this part here at any point in this, so we're just gonna paint it with the gray, and then I'm gonna shade it afterward heavily. Very messy. I apologize. Not necessarily messy, but like chaotic. Like I'm going left back. And these little like wing thingies, they're gonna look really great with the shading. So that's why I'm not too worried about being like super precise, because the shading will take care of that for us. Look really nice. The banner, we're gonna go like kind of lightly, because the details are really all over the place since we kept it all black. And I absolutely do not intend to do this any other color, but again, I want to keep this very like tight in terms of color. I don't want to add like a bunch of colors to this. Okay, like I'm keeping the bottom of the cloak for last. Best part. Okay. Then yeah, last but not least is the big bottom of the cloak. And we could like redo this with the airbrush because it's pretty easy to mask off the areas that we don't want to paint. But you know, so we can do it with a brush. There's no. We don't need to use the airbrush for everything. We can. We can. Okay. Okay. Chat, this is going. Okay. And there's also a little eagle on the gun that we've not completely forgotten about. Okay, this is I like where this is, and then we have to like you have to use the power of imagination a little bit here. But like if we remove the base that has like some bright green to it, this mini is like even better because the base is like right now is not helping to put this in like in context, I guess. See, that's what I don't like about this brush. Look at this. Like as soon as you press on it, it the angle changes and it stays in that weird fucking angle. This is weird. Like I'm guessing there's like a use or a way to use this to like to your advantage. I can't figure I can't figure it out by myself is what I'm saying. Like there must be like some. I'm assuming it's gonna be like an 85-year-old dude that has painted like military models for like 70 years. The guy's 65 and he's painted for 70 years, and he's gonna tell me on YouTube, lovely old man swagger. Well, you use this brush for, whatever. I'm sure this is it cannot be like I'm sure that is like by design that this brush does this or that this brush is like manufactured and people like it. It just I don't. uh And like I've tried with like wash because I at first I was like, oh, it's because it's paint, but if I try with like a wash, it's not gonna do that. Nope, not there's no. So I have not pierced the mystery of the long ass brush that's like wiggly. Anyway, that was a little. Okay, let's get down to shading. So now we don't need this. Now we'll shade this entire thing with null oil. Well, not the entire thing. We want to keep the grain green. We're not fucking up with the green. Okay. Everything else though, null oil it is. There may have been times where you think we want to dilly or dally. This is not one of those times. Ain't nobody dillying or dallying about this. This is null oil all day or day. And this pole would have been like an interesting idea to do, like the bottom part of this in like silver and the middle part in like black if we didn't want to change, or do the banner in black with the design in bright green. Like there's a lot of different ways to tackle this miniature and these details specifically. There might be, you know, we'll I'm sure we'll discover some touch-up areas that we need. Okay. Let's try to be a little bit more focused on this and not go left, right, and center, because there's a whole lot of different things that we need to shade. And try to keep some sort of logic and sense. This is another one of those, like, we're being like very like liberal with the null null. Like there's a whole lot going on, but we do have to be careful because we don't want it to spill onto the grain. So even though there's like a whole lot of areas to cover, we do have to be a little bit meticulous about this, which not the most fun. Look pretty baller. Okay. Now, I think we did everything. I want to keep kind of the cloak for last because it's like the long part and. Somewhat careful. We could not do it all as well. Like, is it the highlight is not like too too light. Like the cloak definitely still looks black. Like it doesn't look like it's gray. Because we were pretty delicate with the highlighting. So we would not need to do it. We're gonna not need. And then the cloak, we're gonna switch it up here a little bit, where instead of doing one heavy coat like we're doing on like everything else, we're instead gonna do one light coat across everything. So as not to let it like pool really in the recesses. Because even though there are like a lot of recesses in the cloak, they're big details and it's a mostly flat surface. And what that means is that if it starts to pool, it might pool in non-recesses. And we don't want that. And that's for the black one, because on the burgundy cloak, I think we're going to lean harder into the shading. Because again, we don't want the burgundy to be the main thing of this mini, so we keep it a little bit darker. We're happy with this. I don't know if you are, but at least 50% of the stream is happy. Okay, so overall, pretty happy with this. Again, I think the base is not helping us like get a good view of the finished product. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take, we have Screamer Pink here, and I have Fulgrim Pink, which I don't think I've ever used, but it is hooey. And so our Fulgrim Pink is gonna be the base color for everything that's glowy. And so we're gonna airbrush this on the sword, but the eyes, they are gonna be. And we're also gonna do the plasma, because I don't, the combi weapon on this guy is like very like small. It's not like a big thing on top that's like the main thing of the gun. It's just a little tiny little detail. There's not a whole lot of gems on this guy. Didn't really notice before, but not too down with the bling. So we'll keep this for now. We won't dabble with this too much. What I am in, well, I want to leave this to dry a little bit, and then I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a big brush that's like a beater. Oh yeah, this guy's a beater for sure. If I've ever seen a beater. We use Mechanicus Standard Gray and Celestra Gray, and we'll just repaint the little rocks that's on our base. And so cork is very delicate, so we don't need to put like a whole lot of like pressure on this light, because much. And then my strategy for this is once we glue the model back on, then we might redo some touches on the rocks themselves. Because the models are going to hide like a big chunk of these. So even though they're not like perfect right now, because, you know, repainted and also like pre-torn, because I broke them moving the guy. A lot of it is going to be hidden. So we really just want to focus on the bits that are like kind of like poking through at the end there. I do want the rocks to be rock colored, not brown. Otherwise, I think it's too much brown on the bases. But I do like these. Like these brown bases they go with everything pretty much. So it's a fun, the final base color, because then this is really close to the assassins that I already have. And oh, I washed my brush. I should not have done that. Now we have to switch brush to highlight, to shade a different, the dry brush a different color. Yeah, so I have like assassins already for my custodes or knights. I guess they're the same. So yeah, we could remove the tuft of grass and just change it to the same one as my custodes slash imperial knights. That would actually be quite clever. Because the goal of this army is to be like kind of a catch-all army, so like where we can add any kind of like Space Marine stuff to it, and maybe Knights become like a good ally choice for Space Marine. It's not, you know, who knows when Imperial Knights is going to be like super busted and you want to ally them with everything. Could be, you know, could be any minute now. See, the joke is that Knights are really busted right now, and they should be in every, they are allied in every army. Okay. Right. We got little rocks, little, you know, little base. Again, this guy was already on this base. I broke it off just to repaint, to make the repaint easy. So now let's pull our airbrush again. And let's finish this bad boy and his little friendo. Airbrush. There we go. It's in, but a little bit of thinner, not a whole lot. Open it a little bit, but then we'll spray just to make sure that there's no grain. Go. So a little bit of this this pink. Well, it's a, yeah, screamer pink is like, you know, it's pink, but it's also not it's not too pink. You know, there's the next color that we're gonna use that is like real deal. This is more like magenta. Which is like a perfect base coat for pink. Oh yeah. We'll do the sword here. I'm trying to like spray away from the mini so that it's not, you know, like too. I don't want this like. I don't want everything to turn to purple, but I do want some glow, like on the sword and everything, because this guy with the little smoke thingy, I think it's gonna look baller with like some more. Because if we do the other Dark Angel characters, like there's a whole lot of this, like smoke columns or whatever you want to call these things, fumes. And so this guy, this when you think about the mini, the completed model. Because the real question is, do we want to add some of that glow on the Azrael himself? I think not. I think that would be like, maybe that would be like slightly more like realistic, but I don't think it matters too much. One last thing before we switch. So I have like this leftover color in the air. I want to do the eye on this. Go. Okay. So we don't have too much left over for this, so we'll just dump it. Rinse this out real quick. And we're really just dumping it, and then whatever is left, then it's fine. And then this is a brand new Fulgrim pink, brand new. So we're gonna, oh, it's a chunk, oh, it's all chunky. Look at it. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's all, ugh, looks like toothpaste, but like bright pink. That's okay. We'll just fill it with thinner and give this a good shake, and then it should all fine. Watch this. All right. Well, work. Do you do your magic? Oh, no. Oh, nope. Nope. Okay, it's honestly it needs more shaking, but it's not. I don't think it's gonna clog the airbrush. I think it's gonna spray fine. Definitely, this pod definitely needs some more shaking and oops, more shaking, some more loving. I was trying to make this prettier because there were drops of paint, and I made this little rainbow thing instead. Oh yeah, so yeah, let's it's spraying. It's spraying mighty fine here. We don't have a problem with this. Okay. And then the sword, we're gonna do kind of this. I guess we can do a. Little interesting effect with just a little card stock we don't need. You can do this with tape. You can do this with black as well. Like yeah, black to pink to like bright pink or almost white. There's a bunch of ways you can do this. I'm just using pink and pink. Because I like this. So I think this gives us like for the 2 seconds of effort that we put onto this blade, pretty happy with it. So I like this a whole lot. We can save this color just because I don't know if we want to add maybe a little bit to the. Because one thing I would like is for that smoke on the guy to be more smoke-like instead of just glowy. So what I think we do is we just pick up some black here. And we're gonna just add a little bit of the black to the end of it. So we'll use our contrast paint. Put the Azrael, our main character, on the side. I don't wanna. Yeah, so now we have the straight up black, and then what we're gonna do is. And by adding this black, and I think if we add like a red shading to all this, then we'll get like the more like smoky kind of effect or look to it. And we can also add like little dots of like lighter color. So I think this is gonna work out just fine in the end there. We don't need this. We'll rinse the airbrush real quick. And then we'll get to our, like the final stages, which is like really a couple of highlights and a couple of shading, and then we're good to go. So, just rinse this out really quickly. Because I have something else to paint with the airbrush right after this stream, so it doesn't need to be like super deep cleaned. It's gonna get used. Go. So now, small brush, bright pink. We'll do a couple of highlights. Oh boy. Okay. With the gloves, sometimes you don't notice it and then you fuck up because you don't notice and you put your hand on the mini and then you're so, and then the eyes. Up. And then the plasma effect. So, and then the little servitor dude also has some of the detail. Like the head. Maybe we want to edit. Just like a quick little hedge highlight on these. There we go. Oops. And then we can add the same thing on the sword if we want. Highlight on the whole thing. So I could add more black or like more white, sorry, to the sword. There's like a million ways to do this. Again, I'm not too invested in this, at least for now. Maybe at some point I want to add some more, but this is our first model. It's a good, you know, it's a good point of reference for the rest of. Now we're gonna take a slightly bigger brush than what we just used for all of this. Oops. I'm gonna throw stuff on the ground. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add this little volupus pink. We're gonna thin it down though, because volupus pink is like very, very potent. So we are gonna need to thin this down a lot. Because like, I think if you use like, well, the other one is Doomfire Magenta, which is like the lighter pink, but Doomfire Magenta is one of those contrasts that like covers like nobody's business. So this is really kind of a no-win situation where you have to thin whatever contrast you choose. You do have to thin it down like crazy. And the reason I want this is because when we apply this contrast over the black that we just airbrush, it's just gonna tint the black a little bit to give it like a pink like hue to it. It's still mostly black, but it's gonna be like a little bit more blended into the other colors. And I like this. I don't think we need to go like super, like insane like bright pink, because we have the bright green going on for us. Whereas if we try to go with like even brighter pink, which is because this is already pretty bright, but if we try to go like candy, I guess, candy pink, that like insane bright color, I think we're gonna lose it really quickly, because the rest of the Space Marine is already so light. So we get like a diminishing return on everything. Our entire scheme looks worse if we do a brighter sword. This is pretty cool, and then we could add some of that, like less thinned down to the plasma, to just darker pink in there. Wanna This is mostly fine. So now we can glue this guy onto the base that is waiting for him. Azrael. Boop boop. Boop. So we'll start with the main, Azrael first, because like he's the star of the show, right? So, and then well, after that cork base disappeared in our hands, this guy is like weird angle. Hey, we're gonna put him that way, because like the banner's flowing that way, right? Like because the folds. So the smoke should go the same. Think about it that way. This guy should be like kind of that way, so that it fits with the banner. So that's what we're gonna do. And I think it's just gonna look a little bit weird. That's okay. Not the end of the world. We kind of didn't choose this. Maybe if I redid the base entirely, like if I think it looks stupid by the next time I pull it out, then maybe we'll revisit this. But I think this is kind of a minor thing. Oop. And then obviously we're gonna finish this stream with what everybody here deserves to see. A good old-fashioned rim job. That's right. I know why you guys stick around. It's okay. It's okay, because I'm here for it too. You guys want it, and I'm gonna give it to you. Also, so next week I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe a chaos guy. I have a bunch of chaos dudes lying around here, so I have to get to them. Maybe Maybe a poxwalker, like a little demon. We can do a poxwalker in a bunch of different ways. That's going to be an interesting challenge, I guess. Not necessarily a challenge, but an opportunity. Because we have like a bunch of ways that we can do so. Try to find one that's fun. And the little perv in the bathrobe is definitely gonna break. So we're gonna have to fix this sooner rather than later. But overall, this is pretty. I'm pretty satisfied with this mini. I have no shame about playing with this. And building like a force that's like these colors. I think is gonna be a very interesting project in the future. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this. You know. Pretty stoked about this. Thanks for being here, fellas. You guys are great, and also I guess thanking you guys for helping me reach 1,000 subscriber on YouTube. That's a pretty. It's like a minor milestone, but it's really cool, and it's all thanks to you guys watching these streams and these videos. So keep doing that. It is great, and stay tuned for our 1,000 subscriber special. It's going to be happening soon enough. It's going to be a Magnus. Because now I am also like Magnus. I have 1,000 suns on the YouTube, so that's what we're gonna do. I don't know when. And then next Thursday, probably a Nurgle demon guy, just a small guy Nurgle. Just a fun little stream. So stick around for that. And then until next time, no excuses. I'll be like champions. Have a great day.